Do this, again, it's going to yield, the very same results that you're looking for. Here's a phone number, we've got an email address, and we've also got this particular person's member ID. We've also got the member ID there. Okay, email address, ID name, and on and on and on. Now, another thing you can do to yield fantastic results is you can enter the search phrase MLM Company Directory. And when you search for Company Directory, you're going to find just tons and tons of databases out there of MLM companies that have been indexed. And you can take a closer look at some of these. Let me scoot the screen over just a bit for you. And you can see all sorts of things here. You can search by Company Directory, for example. We'll start there, and then it's going to give us a listing. And we'll look at this. We've got
I'm almost done, baby.
all kinds of companies down here, and they're listed by letter. So let's just choose R.
Wearing her mama's shoes. She's so funny.
Now we've got several. We've got the company headquarters, we've got their phone number, and we've got their website. So for example, opportunity seekers. This method will yield you buyers who have already joined an MLM or a business opportunity, as opposed to those who are merely looking or tire kicking, etc. You want people who have already demonstrated by both their decisions and actions to be the kind of person you're interested in speaking with. Think about it. Which makes more sense to you? Speak to somebody who you have absolutely no idea whether or not they've ever stepped up, taken any real action, spent any money, etc. Or someone who you already know has done all of the above. And here's the really cool part. You can do the same search in multiple search engines such as Google, MSN, Yahoo, AltaVista, Dogpile, etc. And every search engine will most likely yield different results. This means you could end up with 5,000, 10,000, 20, even 50,000 or more fresh leads in no time. Now, here's the secret to the reverse niche marketing approach. Never try to sell. If you come across as if you're trying to sell, it will turn off most prospects. The reason is simple. People, for the most part, do not like being sold to. And this is especially true with someone who has just spent money to join an MLM opportunity. They thought they were going to get everything they needed to become rich, all wrapped up in their enrollment fee. They didn't realize they actually had to roll up their sleeves and actually put in some time, energy, and effort to have real success. They never imagined they would actually need to build their business in order to get paid. In other words, they were in the dark. But don't worry, because your shotgun blast will yield enough light for them to see. If nothing else, the sound of it should wake them up at least. Instead of coming across as if you're trying to sell something, you want to come across as someone who is trying to be helpful and share resources. But you got to do it right. And here's what you do. Do not come across as if you simply did a search for everyone in their MLM and you've called them up in hopes of selling them something. They will see that approach as somehow trying to act as if you're smarter than as if it is. Always keep things loose and casual. You don't want to be a bull in a china shop, but rather a wise old fox who very carefully calculates his prey and moves in for the kill. Okay, back to the search engines. You may be wondering how you can find the contact information easily and quickly if it does not appear in the search description. Well, it's just another step, and it's just as easy. To quickly locate the contact information on any web page, simply hit the keyboard combination of Control F as in Frank, which will bring up the Find What dialog box. And in this box, you want to enter the @ symbol. Then you simply click the Find Next button, and it will take you to the @ symbol on the page if it has one. By searching for the @ symbol, you can very easily and quickly locate, in most cases, the email address, which is almost always grouped together with the name, telephone number and any other contact information that you're most likely looking for. Now, also keep in mind that many more savvy marketers will create and put up their own personalized pages to promote the MLM. However, every MLM company has corporate websites, and it is these sites that you're looking for. And the reason is these sites have all the contact information in the exact same place on every site for every rep, and they're all worded the exact same way. That's because they use self-replicated websites. They're duplicates of each other. The only difference is the contact information. And you can use what I revealed earlier about company name and then the specific page phrase and quotes, but also keep in mind that you don't have to search with just the company name and then the exact phrase and quotes. You can also search for the product name, for example. Not all sites will have the contact information listed, and that's okay. Just move on to the next one. Remember not to allow yourself to waste too much time trying to hunt for telephone numbers, because this can quickly consume your time and turn an otherwise simple task into a boring one. Now, here's also a great tip. Let's say you want to reverse market. In other words, approach other people who are known buyers. And let's say the program that you're in has a startup cost of, $500. You can use the search engine techniques I've shown you to look for companies that have a startup of $500 or more. This way you're only approaching buyers who you know have already spent at least $500 to join a program. See how that works? Now, of course, this isn't to say that there aren't still plenty of very interested buyers out there who have spent much less, who may still have genuine interest in your program. Of course there are. There are plenty. However, it simply makes logical sense to approach those who have already demonstrated they are not afraid to invest an amount that is at least equal to or larger than what your program requires. Now, you may wish to create a spreadsheet or a simple text document to cut and paste the names and telephone numbers into. Now, what I've found that works really well is if you can keep an extra window open with either a text editor or, personally, I prefer to use a spreadsheet. I like it because it numbers them for me so I can easily see at a glance how many numbers I've harvested or collected. I usually shoot for 100 at a time as a goal. Now, by the way, here's a great bonus resource download for an awesome piece of software that includes a spreadsheet, database, document creator, and much more.
That's what I use.
You actually get 6 applications all in one.
It's just like Microsoft.
And it's super cool. If you've ever used Microsoft Word or Works or something like it, you'll really appreciate OpenOffice.org. And as I said, it's free, so why not grab it? Now, of course, you can approach the people you've harvested off the niche-specific sites 2 ways. You can approach them via email. And the best way to do it is by sending them an email that does not appear to be coming from a business.
This is what we were talking about yesterday.
To pull this off, you need to make sure you use an email address that does not include things like john@howtobuildyourbusiness.com or mike@webtrafficguaranteed.com, etc. Instead, you want to pick an email address that is just the opposite. It's really easy to do. Just head over to hotmail.com or gmail.com or yahoo.com and set up a new email address. Now try to pick something that does not cause people to assume you're trying to sell them something, and this can be half the battle. You want them to open up the email immediately, not trash it because they think it's spam. Just use your name or some variation of your name, or even something totally unrelated but not professional sounding. That's the key. Things like John34789@hotmail.com or Mike Carpenter39@gmail.com, Lisa Bird@yahoo.com, etc. Now, for the really sneaky part, you're going to send one email that is short, simple, and extremely effective if done consistently. The email subject should contain some variation of the magic words that will make your telephone ring, which are you ready? Saw your site, please call me. That's it. The body of your email should simply read something like, Hi, I saw your site and I have a question about your business. Please call me at, and put your phone number. Thanks, and then your first name. That's all you want to include. Now, anything else may tip off the prospect. Remember, the strategy here is to get the people whom you've harvested their contact information off the search results to call you. The more realistic you can make it, the better your chances of getting calls will be. Now, here's a subtle way to make your email appear even more realistic. Go ahead and throw in an intentional typo. Many will assume that if this email was coming from a business, the person would have very carefully taken the time to meticulously check the email to make sure it didn't include any misspellings or typos, etc. However, since it does contain a typo, it easily appears that it was most likely typed in a hurry, and it's very likely that indeed you were visiting their website and you're really a potential prospect for them. Now you may be wondering if this is spam. Well, let's take a look back at the suggested email. Hi, I saw your site. That's a true statement. And I have a question about your business. That's also a true statement. Please call me at, and then your phone number. Thanks, your first name. Now, of course, your contact number and closing are both true as well. Now, what part of this email suggests that you're spamming? So I say, I've just been doing it for many years, John, and I've had the benefit of trial and error and, of course, lots of testing to see what works. I figured out several years ago that it takes the right marketing tools to do the job. And there really isn't one tool that does everything. However, there are a few really effective tools that do specific things really well. It's also really important to keep in mind, John, that by automating as much of your marketing tasks as possible, it will allow you to greatly expand your reach and to generate more interest and sales. So John says, wow, Britt, that sounds great. What tools are you using? Now, again,
glad you asked.
Drops enough words to pique John's curiosity.
We've got 22 lists with 2.5 million names at a great special.
Sell him marketing tools. I told him I've already done the testing, so he doesn't have to. I've already been through the process. I know exactly what works. Notice again how I got John to engage me and to ask me how. This is one of the secrets of the reverse marketing strategy. Always get the person to engage you and to ask you how. When you do this, it takes the conversation from one of which you appear to the caller as a salesman to someone who appears to the caller as someone who is simply willing to share the things they found to work to help them out. Pretty sneaky, huh? Sneaky, but extremely effective. So John calls up and he says, Britt, I found an incredible way for you to make some really serious money. The company is called X, and the compensation plan is paying people incredibly well. You really ought to take a serious look at it. I answer with, wow, it sure sounds like you're really excited about it, John. How long have you been involved with it? You see, I first need to get a feel for how much knowledge John has about business opportunities, marketing and marketing systems and tools, etc. Notice how my statement never indicates that I don't have any interest. You see, I want John to think I may be interested in his program. I've just gotten started, and I'm sure glad I did. You'll be glad too, Britt, once you realize how quickly this thing is going to take off. You know how important it is to get in on the ground floor. I respond to that with, yes, being at the right place at the right time can really make all the difference sometimes. How much money have you made with this so far? Now, you see, John answered in a very typical manner, which clearly says to me that he's a newbie and he hasn't really made any money yet. In the industry, it's called ignorance on fire. John is attempting to sell me on potential and timing. John says, I've received 3 checks, about $875 so far. But I'm working it really hard and I'm sending lots of traffic to my website, so I'm really excited about it. I respond with, being excited and passionate about something, John, is half the battle and what can really make or break anyone's success. What are you doing to send traffic to your website? First, I acknowledge John's efforts, and next I inquire about exactly what he's doing marketing-wise. You see, I want to know exactly what this person is doing to market their business. This makes it really easy then for me to transition into my subtle marketing tools pitch. John says, I'm using some guaranteed traffic sources. I also placed a few ads in my local newspaper. I'm doing some pay-per-click ads, and I'm looking at some other ways to quickly spread the word. I respond with, that's what you got to do. However, you got to be really careful. You can quickly blow your entire marketing budget on pay-per-click. Guaranteed traffic doesn't really work in today's online marketing arena, and unless you really understand what you're doing and you run ads on a national scale, newspaper ads in small local papers usually yield very small results. So John says, well, Britt, it sounds like you really know your stuff. How are you currently marketing your stuff? You see, right away, I get my answer. I know John isn't at all up to speed on how to effectively market his business. And I can clearly see John could really use my help and the benefit of the marketing tools that I have to share with him. So in order to get John to realize I know my stuff and that I'm someone who is qualified to offer him advice and direction, I first need to give John some really good advice. In short, I need to demonstrate to John that I know what I'm doing. Notice how I carefully chose my words to get John to ask me how I do it. Notice how I got John to engage me in the sale and to forget all about the offer that he was trying to make me. By the way, if John had been even more persistent, then I would have simply mentioned how, thanks to the marketing system and marketing tools I'm using, I'm enjoying. However, there are also many that flat out
don't spray that in here.
Work.
What's wrong with you?
Stop
it.
Can't give you any viable lead generation techniques, or they tell you they have resources.
Go clean the back. No, I don't want you to clean anything on that Windex.
Well, this is a huge
I'm cutting a video.
Shush. I could go
Your pie hole.
on and on about why this is.
Go put it up. It stinks.
Because over the years,
go clean those windows
I've
on that door
seen so
right there.
many unsuspecting people being ripped off, cheated, and scammed by unscrupulous, fast-talking lead and list brokers. Many lead and list brokers are like piranhas going after helpless prey. And this is why I created this 80-minute audio CD. It's called Lead Secret Exposed, what they don't want you to know. And if you've ever purchased leads, well, you already know all too well that what I'm saying here is gospel. So here's the real question. How many times do you need to be cheated by fast-talking lead and list brokers who sell you worthless leads who have no money or ambition before you wise up and look for a better solution to grow your business?
What, honey?
On this CD, I reveal
not until I'm done with this video. Thank you.
Millions of people every month and finally enjoy serious prospects who have the money and the mindset to take action right now. Just head over to dvdtrainingvideo.com and look for it. It's called Lead Secret Exposed. I believe you will really appreciate knowing what to look for and how these guys scam you. This question will very quickly speak volumes about who you're dealing with. If, for example, they say they're using safe lists to drive traffic, well, you know immediately they are absolutely clueless. Unless they can give you a real traffic generation strategy, they don't know any, period. You can use this to your advantage. For example, if I were asked this question, I would provide a couple of real traffic generation techniques, and then I would direct people to more often than not, you'll get a very short answer to this question. And the reason is, most people are clueless when it comes to which internet marketing tools they could be and really should be using. When you throw in the assumed technical hurdles that many self-impose on themselves out of fear, it's easy to see why they simply don't have much to say when it comes to this question. And it could very well be that the person who sponsored them doesn't know any more than they do when it comes to using effective online marketing tools. Now, number 5, what offline marketing strategies do you use? This is just as important as the previous question. It will tell you whether or not the person is fully maximizing the synergy that should be in place between their online and offline marketing efforts. Number 6, do you offer any personal mentoring or coaching? This question will reveal a tremendous amount as it relates to the knowledge of the prospect. If they answer yes, they do offer personal mentoring and coaching, you should follow up with, what kind of personal mentoring? Do you offer any personal development tools? Real success starts with personal development. If I want to get back and forth emails if you want. However, personally, I prefer to speak on the telephone whenever possible, and the reason is simple. You can never convey emotion through email like you can on a live call. Of course, you never want to overlook those who do reply to your email instead of call you. I like to wait a few days after I've sent an email to give people time to call me. Now, there could be lots of valid reasons why a person has not called you. You could check the email account you've set up for this approach once every 3 to 5 days, or even once a week, and reply to everyone who replied to you. Now, of course, you should also look closely at their email signature to see if it includes their telephone number. Often it does. If it does, then you can add their number to your call list. As to what you can say when people reply to your email instead of calling you, try this. The best time to reach me by phone is, you see, you have to remember the sales psychology in play here. To them, you are a potential prospect. They have no idea who you actually are. So really the ball's in their court. They should be following up with you promptly anyway. If they don't, it either means they're working a full-time job and they don't have the time to devote to building their business as they would if they were doing it full-time, or it could mean they simply suck at follow-up and they're not as good as they should be about doing effective follow-up. And by the way,
if
this is indeed the case, which often it is, this is a great opportunity for you to offer them something that will make it much easier for them to follow up in a more automated fashion. You see how that works? Now, a big part of reverse marketing is knowing how to listen very intently to what your prospect is saying to you. And I don't mean listen to just their words. I mean listen intently to what they're telling you in terms of the overall picture. Really hear what they're saying. For example, let's say the prospect is trying to sell you on joining their business opportunity. Now, of course they're excited about it, and it can make you rich, and it can change your life, etc. It's okay to hear that, but you already know this going into the call with the prospect. I mean, doesn't everybody say about the same thing about their opportunity? Well, sure they do. It's a given. Every prospect is going to say something very similar. What you want to listen intently to is how they speak about things like training, marketing tools, lead generation, traffic generation, offline marketing, personal development, etc. In other words, your objective is to interview them while they think they are pitching you, and that's the beauty of reverse marketing. Now, here's some key questions you can ask that will tell you all you need to know about the skill level and experience of your prospect. These questions will also provide a checklist from which you can determine ultimately what you will offer the prospect utilizing the reverse marketing strategy. So make sure you write these down. Number 1, what kind of marketing system do you have in place? That's a fair question. This will tell you right away whether or not your prospect really knows what they're doing, or if they're just trying to bullshit you into simply signing up into their MLM or their BizOp. If they actually have a marketing system, then they'll easily be able to tell you about it. Be sure and
Did he say bullskeet?
The company has this,
LOL.
or we have that. These statements are not in mind. You can vary this quite a bit. For example, many believe you should use something like, John, if I could show you a way to put $10,000 in your pocket in the next 30 days with absolutely no risk, and put 10 to 15 extra people in your existing downline, would that be worth 15 minutes of your time? Sure, some would be curious to know more. However, this script is a bit direct, and it may annoy some who quickly see what you did and who may become a bit miffed because they feel you may have intentionally misled them into believing you were genuinely interested in their site, in their offer, their MLM, their opportunity, etc. Now, of course, you can simply choose to stick with the next mentality and simply work the numbers. But let's face it, if you send out 100 emails every day, you should receive at least 20 to 30 calls per day. And from those 20 to 30 calls, if you have a good offer and a good approach, you should be able to close several of them each day. Just think about where you'll be if you consistently do this for 30 days, 6 months, or even a year. Now, you could set up a dedicated voicemail that has a 5-minute greeting on it. Now, it certainly doesn't need to be 5 minutes. It could be more or less depending on what your objective is. If you want to try and close the sale right then, you will need a longer greeting unless your offer is damn compelling and really on point. Once you've got your dedicated voicemail and greeting in place, then you give that number in the email, which would generate 20 to 30 calls per day to it. Now, make sure you've got a caller ID box attached to that voicemail so you can monitor the number of incoming calls you receive. Also, you should never use a toll-free number for this type of marketing approach. If you do, many will assume it's a business. And this, of course, defeats your objective. You want the prospect to think you are simply some average Joe who is their potential prospect, who found their website and is asking for more information. Now, if you're going to use this approach, you're going to need to make sure your outgoing greeting is well crafted and worded to instantly grab attention and hold it to the end. And in order to craft such a greeting, you first need to consider who's going to be listening to it. For example, what do we know about the large majority of people who are most likely to call? We know most of them aren't making any money. We know most of them are clueless as to how to drive traffic to their website, how to close sales, sponsor people, etc. We know many of them are frustrated and most likely open to something that, would be really an outgoing greeting of, for example, well, how about this? I was almost ready to give up in my MLM until I discovered the secret that opened up the floodgates of cash. Now I know how to sponsor like a pro, even on a budget. My telephone rings 30 to 50 times a day. The best part is, this is almost on complete autopilot. People are calling me. I don't chase them. I'm so glad I didn't give up on my dreams before I made this amazing discovery. See what I mean? Words are sure powerful, aren't they? What do you suppose would happen if you had 30 to 50 people hearing that message every day? Do you think several of them would be interested in knowing more about your amazing discovery? Well, you bet they would. And what if you had a CD or a DVD that revealed your secret strategies and you sold it to them for 97 bucks? That's $97 times, let's say, conservatively, 3 people a day, which equals $291 a day, or $8,730 a month.